If you find speaking part three of the IELTS scary, you're not alone. Most of my students tell me it's the part they dread the most, and I completely understand why. The questions are abstract, they're unexpected, and the examiner keeps pushing you to say more. But here's the thing, part three is actually your biggest opportunity to show the examiner that you deserve band 7 or above. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Let's move on. Okay, so let's start with the basics. Part three is a two-way discussion with your examiner. It lasts between 4 and 5 minutes, and the questions are always connected to the topic from your part two long term. So if you spoke about a person you admire in part two, then in part three, you might be asked something like, do you think famous people have a responsibility to be good role models? Excuse me. These are bigger, more abstract questions. They want your opinion, your analysis, and your ability to discuss ideas, not just to describe personal experiences. So here we are looking at the four criteria, okay? In part three, the examiner is specifically listening for these four things. Number one, can you extend your answers? One sentence is never enough, of course. Number two, can you justify your opinions? Don't just say what you think, say why you think it. Number three, can you use sophisticated vocabulary naturally? Not memorized phrases, but it has to come naturally, like this is your natural language. And number four, can you handle follow-up questions without like falling apart? Okay. The examiner is going to push you, and that's the normal thing. That's what the examiner has to do. Um, so how do you actually answer these questions well? I teach my students a simple three-part formula: opinion, reason, example, or for short. Okay, so let's see how it works. The examiner asks, do you think government should invest more in public transport? Okay, so here's a band 5 answer. Yes, I think so. Public transport is good for the environment. That's it. Two sentences. No development, no example. And the examiner is sitting there like, okay, give us some more. Okay. So if we look at the same answer using the or, okay, let me get to that. Okay. So here we have the example. Absolutely. I strongly believe governments need to prioritize public transport investment, particularly in urban areas. The main reason is environmental. Private car use is one of the biggest contributors to carbon emissions in most cities. If you look at countries like Japan or the Netherlands, the investment they've made in efficient rail and bus systems has genuinely, excuse me, changed how people move around and significantly reduced pollution levels. So yes, it's not just beneficial. I'd argue it's essential. Obviously, the difference is huge. Same basic opinion, okay? I mean, that's the basic opinion. But now there's a reason, a real world example, and extended language throughout. That's what a band 7, sounds like. So if we just give some quick language tips, okay? Use discussion phrases to buy yourself thinking time. Instead of going silent when a hard question comes, say, well, that's an interesting question. Let me think about that for a moment. Um, there are a few ways to look at this. It really depends on the situation, but personally, I think. Okay, so these phrases are completely natural in English conversation. We say them all the time. And they give you about 3 to 5 seconds to kind of like organize your thoughts. Okay. And they actually sound impressive to the examiner. Like this person really knows how to speak English. Another thing, speculate and use hedging language. Part three questions don't have a right or a wrong answer. So use language that shows you're thinking critically. It could be argued that there's a strong case for, while some people believe X, I'd suggest that. Okay, let me get back to that. Okay, here it is. Okay, sorry about that. So these are phrases that impress examiners, and they're very, very natural, a natural way of speaking. Okay, this is exactly the kind of language that pushes students from a band 6 into a band 7 and, hopefully above that. Okay. So to recap, there we go. So to recap, part three is not something to be afraid of. Okay. It's your chance to shine. So use the OR formula, extend every answer, give reasons and examples. Use discussion phrases when you need that moment to think. Okay. If you want to practice part three questions with other students working toward band 7 and get access to my free strategy guides and mock tests, I've opened up my IELTS mastery community on School, and it's completely free to join. The link is in the description. So come and join us, and I'd love to see you inside. And if this video or any other has helped you in any way, please hit that like button and subscribe. I will see you in the next one, and I will try to have as many videos for you as possible. And again, in the school community, there are loads of guides to help you get that band 7 and above. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye.